Operating or owning an executive aircraft, which can fly where and when you want to, frequently to and from smaller airfields that are not regularly served by any maintenance facility, poses the challenge of keeping flightability and maintainability updated. Long journeys, overnight stops, and remote airports where maintenance support is not ready to cope with a particular need may render a late takeoff or even cancel a flight. Before scheduling a flight, monitoring maintenance requirements is the best solution to avoid surprises. This video will get you, pilot or owner, an extended view of some procedures that must be timely carried out to suit maintenance requirements. The procedures contained in this video should be used as a means of demonstrating how to properly accomplish the job. Remember that only qualified personnel are authorized to carry out maintenance procedures, as stated in regulations. Be sure to comply with your local regulatory authority. Electrical power supply connection. Turn the GPU on. Adjust the GPU output voltage to 28 volts. Turn off the GPU. Open the airplane power supply receptacle door. Connect the GPU cable to the airplane power supply receptacle. Turn on the GPU. Turn on the batteries. The avail indication on the GPU button comes on if the GPU voltage is between 25 volts and 29 volts. The advisory message GPU connected is also displayed. Press the GPU button. The avail indication goes off and the in-use indication comes on. Electrical power supply disconnection. Press the GPU button. The in-use indication goes off and the avail indication comes on. Turn off the batteries. Turn off the GPU. The avail indication goes off. Disconnect the GPU cable from the airplane power supply receptacle. Close the airplane power supply receptacle door. Engine oil servicing. The engine oil is checked as necessary. To check the level, open the proper access cover and check the side glass. Check the indication between minimum and maximum marks and refer to the table. To add oil, remove the filler cap. Add the necessary quantity of the approved oil. Install the filler cap. Make sure the cap is correctly installed and locked securely. Hydraulic servicing. Turn off the hydraulic pumps. Open the circuit breaker hydraulic pump and put a circuit breaker ring and tag on it. Dump the emergency parking brake accumulator by cycling the emergency parking brake handle until the indicating light on the main panel goes off. Open the hydraulic power pack unit access door. Push the dump valve on the hydraulic power pack until all hydraulic fluid returns to the hydraulic reservoir. On the fluid level indicator, make sure the fluid indication is within normal range, within full scale. If the level indication is outside the full mark, contact maintenance personnel for hydraulic fluid servicing. Make sure the two differential pressure indicators are not extended. Check the indication of the accumulator nitrogen precharge gauge and compare with the replenished placard graphic. If necessary, Contact maintenance personnel for nitrogen servicing. Hydraulic fluid servicing. Remove the refill quick disconnect. Install the auxiliary hose of the hydraulic reservoir servicing unit to the suction refill quick disconnect. Operate the hand pump with the approved hydraulic fluid until the reservoir level indicator shows full. Remove the auxiliary hose from the suction refill quick disconnect. Install the refill quick disconnect. Close the access door. Hydraulic accumulator servicing. Remove the cap from the charging valve. Install a high-pressure servicing regulator on the nitrogen cylinder. Connect the hose to the charging valve. Open the cylinder valve and, with the pressure regulator valve, adjust the pressure as given in the chart. Stop the nitrogen supply when you get the pressure shown in the pressure gauge. Close the cylinder valve. Wait 10 minutes and check the nitrogen pressure on the pressure gauge. Make sure the pressure is as given in the chart. Close the charging valve. Do an inspection of the charging valve for leakage. Install the cap. Close the access door. Tires. Check the tires daily or before the first flight of the day with the tires at ambient temperature. Remove the valve cap and connect the pressure gauge. Inflate the tires with nitrogen or deflate if necessary to keep it within specified limits. Disconnect the pressure gauge. Check for leaks and reinstall the valve cap. Towing with tow bar. Make sure all ground equipment is removed from areas adjacent to the airplane and all external services are disconnected. Disconnect the nose landing gear torque link. Connect the tow bar on the nose landing gear. Connect the tow bar to the tractor. Remove the wheel chocks from all tires. Release the emergency parking brake handle. Tow the airplane slowly straight ahead before turning. Complete the airplane towing in a straight line for a minimum of 3 meters. Set the emergency parking brake and remove the tow bar. Connect the nose landing gear torque link. Parking. Emergency parking brake. Set. Flaps. Up. Gust lock pin. Install. Doors. Close. Landing gear safety pins. As required. Wheel chock. Install. Covers. Install. Mooring. As required. Mooring. Mooring is necessary when the weather conditions are bad or unknown. The area where the airplane is to be parked in and moored must be paved and level, with ground tie-down anchors available. Hold the airplane in the parking area with nylon ropes. Attach the rope to the mooring attachment point and attach the anchor with a bowline knot. Refueling. Make all grounding connections between the fuel source, the airplane, and the fuel nozzle. Open the gravity filler cap and introduce the fueling nozzle into the gravity filler neck. Start the fueling operation and monitor the fuel quantity in the tank by checking the refuel control panel or cockpit indication. After reaching the desired fuel quantity, close the gravity filler cap and remove the grounding cables. Oxygen servicing. Filling operation is carried out as follows. Check the overboard discharge indicator to make sure the oxygen has not been discharged. Open the oxygen compartment door. Remove the protection cap from the fill valve. Connect the pressure oxygen servicing regulator to the oxygen source. Connect the oxygen charge adapter to the oxygen servicing regulator. Connect the oxygen charge adapter to the fill valve and make sure there is no leak. Monitor the pressure gauge of the aircraft and of the high-pressure oxygen servicing regulator. Wait at least 10 minutes to let the temperature of the oxygen cylinder become stable. Close the oxygen servicing regulator shutoff valve. Carefully disconnect and remove the oxygen charge adapter from the fill valve to release the remaining pressure in the hose. Reinstall the fill valve protection cap. Close the oxygen compartment door. Waste servicing. Open the toilet flush right-hand circuit breaker panel and put a tag on it. Pull the toilet front cover to open it. The cover is attached to the toilet shroud box by a lanyard. Push the manual closure valve to close it. Unlock the latch that attaches the waste tank to the toilet shroud box. Loosen the clamp and remove the clamp from the flush hose. Remove the flush hose from the hydraulic connection. Disconnect the electrical connector and put a protective cap on it. Disengage the hydraulic protective cap and put it on the hydraulic connection. Put the clamp on the hydraulic protective cap and lock it. Pull the waste tank by the waste tank handle and remove it from the airplane. Open the cap and empty the waste tank into a disposal facility. Clean and rinse the waste tank, for example, close the cap, fill the tank with 5 liters of water, shake, pivot it, and finally empty the tank again into a disposal facility. Prepare in a separate container a pre-charge of the waste tank with a solution of 3.5 liters of water and 125 milliliters of germicide deodorant or Bactolaf, or 3.55 liters of water and 70 milliliters of D-Jet germicide deodorant. Fill the tank with the pre-charge solution, close the cap, and reinstall the waste tank. Flush the toilet 3 times.